Greetings, beloveds. Take a look at one of the best stocks that has had a major run over the last couple of years. The stock is AMR. Ticker symbol is right there. And if you take a look at the performance over the last, let's call it 3 years or so, it has had a major run. In fact, if you take a look at the amount of percentage gain, we're talking about a huge return. If you take the lows, and of course, nobody's going to play it perfectly, but just so we can see the potential that is in the market. This is almost at a 15,000% gain, give or take. If you take the lows all the way from lows of 2020 here and to the current highs of early 2024. Now, these types of runs where you see a stock really take off, cool off, take off again, cool off, and take off again are not unusual. And that is why over the last 20 years plus, I have been specializing on breakout alerts for paid clients. Now you can see here, all these circles in blue are where we bought the stock, and you can see our first interest is early here in December of 2021. And the reason why it was of interest at that particular point is because here in December of 2021, that is when we see the stock meet our minimum requirements. And what are those minimum requirements? They're very simple. You find them on my YouTube channel. But essentially, what we want to see is the RSI moving the MACDs to 3-year highs. So we can see here that was what was just about to happen. So that's how you can know that a stock is about to change its dynamics and introduce some strength. So you can see here by late 2021, we can see the MACDs meet our minimum requirements, moving to 3-year highs or all-time highs in this case. And also, more importantly, note where the RSI was. RSI was reclaiming the level above RSI 69.1. So the stock met our minimum requirements in a method I call the ultimate Mwade breakout. Links are going to be in the description of this video. But anyway, so all these are entries into the stock. We've had numerous entries into this stock. Some of them successful, some of them you can see here in late 2022. There was a lot of struggle here. And even though I sent out many alerts here over this 6 months period, ultimately we drifted lower. Now, my biggest regret, now that I look back at what has played out, is there was another breakout attempt here, which I did not highlight for paid subscribers. So that's my bad, because at that time, the stock met the minimum requirements. Somehow I missed it. How? I don't know, but I did miss it on this breakout here. Let's call it mid 2023. This breakout here did not participate in that breakout. And so we had to settle for the next breakout, which came here. And you can see that the last mention of this stock as a breakout candidate here was sometime in October, November of 2023. Since then, the stock is up more than 40-50% in the last 3 months. Now, before I discuss one of the key lessons from this example, this is a dream stock for sure. Before we take a look at the lesson I learned from missing on this breakout here. So the lesson I'm going to learn and use going forward, it's a lesson I already know. But it just so happened I missed this breakout. But before we do that, let's take a look at the mentions. So you can see that I did mention this for paid clients. And a quick search for my paid website, mwade.com, for clients. You can see here how many times, just searching for the stock, you can see how many times we've mentioned it. And more specifically, if you take a look at the initial breakout, it goes all the way back here. This is the breakout of going back to December of 2021 when the stock was trading at about 61. So it's mentioned right here. So I won't go into all the breakout alerts, but this is the earliest we had an interest in the stock. That breakout alert was sent before the stock broke out above 61.79, and you can see other breakout alerts. I'll just show you some of them here quickly. This one is in February, March, again here, March again, October of 2022, November of 2022, November of 2022, January of 2023. And then the most recent one here is November of 2023. And you can see the stock here is mentioned before it broke out above 259.73. So lots of mentions over the last 2-3 years. So the biggest takeaway here, and I'll have 2 things to share with you, is so you see this period here where we tried to break out, and for about 4-5 months, 6 months, we were unable to break out. So this is the thing we need to understand. Not all breakouts are going to be successful, and you're going to keep trying and trying and trying, and it might not work out. But the lesson here is don't give up, because a strong stock will ultimately, at some point, if the minimum requirements are met, stage another breakout move. And you can see here, which is the one I missed in, let's call it August, July time period of 2023. That was also another entry. And if you took that entry, you more than doubled your investment over the last 6 months or so. But needless to say, even if you miss the breakout, there's always going to be a pullback. And that's why I waited for 1 month of rest. And in the following breakout, we at least participated in the following breakout. So that's one thing I take away from here. Something else to take away from here is if I draw a line around RSI 61.8, let's do it around 61.8. So this is the RSI shown here by the blue line. It's approximately 61.8. 61.8. Notice, if you know how to use this, and I'm going to have some couple of playlists in the description of this video explaining this method, but you can see here we break below this level. Take a look at what happened. We move above this level here, which is another method which I call the 5 breakout. That's an entry right there. Notice since then we have uniform activity support on the blue line, which gave you an entry here. Uniform activity below the line, back above it for the lows of 2023, and the stock has really seen almost a tripling in price since then. So in other words, you can also use RSI 61.8. Needless to say, if you're looking for today's best breakouts, you can take advantage of my 20 years of experience, because that's all I do. All I've done for 20 straight years, looking for momentum breakouts. I am Eric with Mother.com. I leave you as I found you, in the love light of the one infinite creator. Go forth rejoicing in the power and in the peace of the one creator. Adonai.